Mm. Now it says it's recording. I don't know, maybe it stopped because I don't have enough room on the phone. I don't know. So, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I really don't. I'm just, I'm not. It's this goddamn house, man. It's this house. This house is like cursed or something. Uh, I keep thinking I'm gonna leave town. I'm gonna go look for TJ. And that's a really irritating subject. It's like, how do you find somebody who's homeless? You know? I don't know what's going on. I don't know who this is following me. I don't know if it's... See, now you're getting into crazy. You don't know what I'm talking about. So, I'm not going to discuss it. I don't know for sure who it is. That's the problem. And I don't even know if I've met this person or people. I don't know, so I'm like sitting here going, somebody's following me. Yeah, it's like, yeah, all paranoid, crazy people think somebody's following them. I know that. I'm just too tired to go into it with you. Oh, God. But, yeah, explain all the very real reasons why that's actually the case. So now, I'm really crazy. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyway, so I don't really know who it is, really, truly. Because I think the reason it's confusing is because there's a chain of people that's chain of people. Who's the weak link? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. So, but I think TJ may have unplugged my freezer and got rid of all my food. So I'm not eating. I think it may have been TJ. It's somebody. Somebody did something with my bag of pants. I had a bag full of pants. And that disappeared. And my tablet with the keyboard disappeared. I don't know. It's okay. I don't even want to think about that stuff. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything because I'm fasting. Faster and faster. Yeah, I don't have a lot of energy. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Did the video stop again? I don't know. No, it's still going. So, I don't know. This is just a long, drawn out video of me laying in the dark talking to my cell phone. don't know. I think it has some. I don't know if it is Roger or if it's through Roger or. I just don't know what the hell is going on, or it could be. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. What's happening, man? Hey, man, what's happening? I'm being ridiculous. I think I'm gonna go take a shower. That would be nice. I'm not eating. I might as well take a shower. I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of like hibernating. Hibernating, yeah. I'm a bear. I want to be a bear. That's a cute song. I want to be a bear. Oh, God. So somebody unplugged my freezer and ruined like hundreds of dollars worth of food. And I have reason to think it may have been TJ. I don't know. Maybe he got mad at me. Maybe he was the one who took my pants too. I don't know. Somebody took my pants. I don't know. Why would somebody take a fat lady's pants? Why would you take a fat lady's pants? It's not nice. Don't be mean. It's not nice. So, I mean, I've had people come over to the house before and steal things that made sense, like, stuff of value. But my fucking pants, man. Oh, yeah, I got ripped off a couple of years ago and they cleaned me out completely. Stole my fucking underwear and everything. It's like, why? So I quit wearing underwear, just being rebellious. It's like, fuck, you can just steal my pants. Fuck you. I'll never wear underwear again. Fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all. Steal a person's fucking underwear. What the hell? It's like good for you to not wear underwear too, but I kind of, it makes me feel kind of secure sometimes, like a baby cover, not wearing underwear. It's kind of insecure. Well, I mean, I'm used to it now, but it feels kind of insecure not wearing underwear. Okay. In a certain way, it's like insecure. I was thinking, speaking of insecurity, covering your genitals and all that sort of thing. Like I was like thinking, how women have what they have, right? And everything's inside of you. So, doesn't that make you feel more confident and secure just as a person? Sure it does, because men's vital organ is like hanging out there, So it's like they're like, they have reason to be like more insecure, because it's hanging out there. Am I the only one that's like, this has occurred to? Somebody else must have thought of this shit too. But anyway, so, there's that. But on the other hand, like in a situation where you're talking about like molestation, rape, or something like that, right? Having the anatomy a woman has is more, because there's, the I don't know, I just think it's more violating, but for every day walking around, if that never happens to you, you should normally, I guess, feel more confident, because it's you're not exposed. Yeah, like if you were running around naked in a, nudist colony, right? All your stuff is like tucked away nicely, but the guys are all hanging out there. It's like, oh, everything is there. You say, well, women have boobs too. That's true. That's true. Oh, but if you lost your boobs, you would not lose your. Think about how much pleasure comes out of life from sex. Why aren't we talking and thinking about sex like that? Why are we not like comprehending that in the animal kingdom you only have a season where you're interested in sex and the rest of the time you're not, and human beings are capable of that pleasurable experience all the fucking time. Pardon my French. Right? Does anybody think about that? So it's like the pleasures of being mortal and alive, as far as I'm concerned, are things you eat and then touching and feeling and sensing, like sun or wind on your skin, or touching another person, or holding and cuddling and, stuff like that. And, sensory stimulations and orgasms, sex. It's just like, why aren't we having more sex? Because there are all these fucked up hang-ups about it. And then some people go, well, there's always disease. You're not being practical. Mention disease. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's disease. Disease. Listen, along those lines, when I was homeless 2005 in Manhattan, and when people tell me fantastic shit, I never disbelieve them. If there's reason to disbelieve what they tell me, I make a little post-it note and I stick it up there in the category of stuff that remains to be determined, right? So this guy I meet, he says, I'm skinny as rail. He was skinny. He says, I'm a meth head, or what drug addict, or whatever it was, kind of drugs that he was using on the street. And he says, I have HIV and I've never been treated for it. And I've been living healthy, and I have lots of energy and lots of, and he's like talking about his great health, and everything. Should I call him a liar in my mind and close the door on that? Or be open-minded and say, wow, that does not compute according to what society is telling me. I need to make a little post-it note there and park that up there in my remains to be seen, kind of category. Because why? What? Does the guy have a motivation for telling me that shit? But does he, well, somebody might say, well, maybe he was trying to get you to have sex with him, Well, maybe and maybe not. Maybe he was just like astounded that he had run an experiment in life, which was to decide not to take treatment and just let things happen naturally and see what happened. And maybe he was just freaking excited to share with people his discovery. Which leads me into the biology of belief, Bruce Lipton. And having a good attitude. And being self-healing. I think it's a combination of things, right? It's never this or that. It's never the chicken or the egg. It's the chicken and the egg. It's never, it's either the biology of belief or it's stuff that happens to you physiologically. It could be both. Oh my God, it's both. It's not one, there's not a magic bullet. It's a two-edged sword. So, biology of belief and physically, what he was doing right. What he was doing right was he was severely underweight physically, right? So he wasn't doing a whole lot, believe it or not, even though he's using a toxic substance on a daily basis, right? Of course, hopefully he's the king. He's going to get it on a daily basis. So he's putting in his body something toxic, right? But he's also doing the right thing by starving, okay? Because they've done studies and they found that if you're underweight, you'll live, exponentially longer than if you're chubby or quote unquote normal. So he's not interfering with his body's ability to heal itself because he's underweight. And he's, the other right thing he's doing is he's feeling positive about his life. He's not judging himself for being a drug addict. He's not, he's feeling good about himself and good about his life, even though, it's possible. It's not all attitude. I heard something nagging say to me, oh, it's having positive attitude. It's not all attitude. It's because life will throw shit at you and it'll get to you. It's attitude plus the ability to bounce back and get back into your attitude. Okay? Your good attitude. It's the ability to take a hit. The ability to take a hit. It's your spiritual immune system. Your spiritual immune system. Yeah. And that impacts your immune system. Your physical immune system. It's I've been going through all this shit and I've been having weird health things happen to me, right? But I know enough to know. I know enough to know that it would have been a big mistake to go to the doctor and get myself diagnosed because they might have found a tumor or something. And I needed time to resolve my issues. Right? So if I don't, now see here, now I'm really going out there and now you're really going to freak out, right? Because you're going to sit there and say, what? You could die of cancer, because you didn't go get it checked and fight the cancer. And, Christ almighty, you have no idea. I've looked at so many people that have gone through cancer treatment, and I'm telling you, it's a fate worse than death. It is. That's not just a saying. It's a terrible way to go. Terrible, terrible, terrible way to go. Chemo and radiation. You're sitting there going, well, but you could have surgery and you could improve your chances, and if you get it early and blah, 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 blah. Shut up. If you actually sit there and study it and everything, and then you also believe in the biology of belief, and you also understand that, about Schrodinger's cat, and don't look in the box, don't get the diagnosis, don't see the tumor in great detail, and your body may have a chance to bounce back from it. Now, oh my God, she just said something really fucking out there, and if it's true, it would radically change the need to see a doctor and get treatment. And that could change the entire United States national debt situation. She's already talked about psychiatric meds and not using them. Now she's talking about avoiding cancer treatment. Oh my God, we're talking about huge amounts of money that could be eliminated from the national debt. And what can we do with all that? A lot. So much, so much, so much. So many more good things could be done with that money. And she's saying that starving is not such a horrible thing. Oh my God. Well, and let me qualify that really carefully. If somebody's asking for food, you should give it to them. And it should be good food. Something you would want to eat. I say that because I had this friend Jan, perfectly wonderful person, a wonderful person in some respects, and in other respects not so wonderful. And one of the things she would do is she would donate food that she didn't want to eat. She didn't like it, She tried it, she didn't like it. So she's going to donate it. What kind of shit is that? That comes from feeling like you're supposed to give. Supposed to. Instead of, I want to. I want to give. I want to. I want to give to you. I want to give something to you. I want to give you something really beautiful. Because my cup is overflowing with love. You see, I'm talking like that. The cat feels it come over here. Starts. She senses. Come here. Then I'm getting in touch with that feeling. And who am I thinking about when I'm feeling like that, huh? Yeah, we know. Who do you love? Yeah, just start talking about it. Start thinking about it. The desire to love, care, and touch affectionately. The passion to a desire to give someone all that you have to offer in feeling and pleasure. Let me love you. Let me. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel cozy. I want to baby you. I want to cuddle you. I want to hold you. I want to touch you. I want to warm your toes. I want to kiss you. Oh, how I miss you. Giving, 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 giving. Giving, a desire to give. A desire. It is a desire. Instead of I want, I need, I want. Let me give. I desire to give. I desire. I did this one thing one time where I got like I think it was like $300 I had. 300 seems to be a really good number for me. 300, 500, something like that. But anyway, I think it was like $300 something. I don't know what it was. And I started thinking about all these people that I liked in this group that I was involved in. And so I went and got like little gifts or baskets of things and created like a little gift package type deal. And I went over to their houses and I dropped them off and did not tell them who gave it to them. And I got to like think about them and specifically why that thing's special for them, and then I left it anonymously so that then it wouldn't be laden and perplexed by, you know, who gave me this and why did they give it to me and for what reason, and you know, and you know, what do they want from me, and now I should feel differently about them, or I do feel differently about them now, or you know, and just not any of anything, just manna from heaven. Why? Because somebody loves you. Does that somebody matter? No. Does it matter specifically? Not this time. This time it doesn't mean anything. You can imagine who it might be. How about that? You know, how about that? Well, just imagine who it could or it might be. Will it drive you crazy? Well, it depends on the person you are or where you're at in life or something, right? But I just wanted to, and when you do the anonymous thing like that, right? An anonymous thing, it's like, it's so in line with the universe. You know, it's like, it's a way to become God, I guess. A little bit for a few minutes, right? Can you imagine a world full of people that were doing things like that? Can you imagine? Wow. Wouldn't that be wild? I know a law we should make in the government. The government, the federal government, should pass a law that if you give a gift to someone, it's against the law to let them know that you gave it to them. It's a mandatory sentence of 1 year in jail. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Okay, so that's it. I tell you what. Vote me in for president. That's my platform. I'm going to pass a federal law that says all gifts must be anonymous, even Christmas gifts. No one's allowed to put their name on it. No one is allowed. What if all Christmas gifts were like that? You wouldn't be allowed to say from Santa either. No misleading either, right? Ralph Nader, right? No misleading advertising. You can't put somebody else's name on it either. It must be blank. Would that change the world? Isn't that a crazy idea? It might change the world. All gifts must be anonymous. Except for organ donations. Because they need to know. All gifts must be anonymous. What would happen? What would happen? You know what I think would happen? That would stimulate the economy. At first, all the people who want credit for gifts, okay, would like, I'm predicting the complete opposite of what people think. Okay? Right? It's my economic stimulus package. Okay, so what would happen in the short term? Hey, I just got an idea. I got another idea. This is good too. Okay, so this guy, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, okay, And all of these companies, they have like Walmart and whatnot, right? They have these wish lists on, and you don't buy the thing. Like, randomly pick customers and fill those orders and send them to them, even though they haven't paid for them. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's a way to create business. Oh shit. Okay, advertise that every week an order that's sitting there waiting to be filled that's under $500, $200, whatever your, you do the algorithm, you do the math. It's so created. Will automatically be entered into a lottery, and that, so that way it'll make people come to your website, sign up, create the shipping information, do every single detail, not just possibly shopping with you, but virtually shopping, and they're putting things in there that they specifically want. Okay? So then you have drawings, right? And some people who want that stuff, when they get the money, they will go ahead and buy it too. So it'll be a no-brainer. Okay, because you'll be sending them those stupid reminders saying, you still have something in the shopping cart, you still have something in the shopping cart, you still have something in the shopping cart. Okay? But you advertise that customers that have orders within under a certain amount of money will be entered automatically into a lottery, and once a week or once a month or whatever it is, that order will be filled and sent to that person. That is a fucking awesome idea, girl. Oh my God, that is so awesome for business. But, anonymous gifting, change the landscape. Okay, so change the landscape. So, yeah, if gifting were let's say society decided to make it, a thing that all gifts were to be anonymous. What that would do in the long term for business and the economy, I think, is that especially people that grew up all along in a culture like that, okay, the long-term effects would be that at some point they would realize that it was incumbent upon them to turn around and gift to others. And it's a slow money way of improving the economy. Or just improving society, even if we didn't have a monetary system. I mean, people could still work toward, earning special things and have them gifted to others. But that would be, right? That would be something. Anyway, I think it would improve things because people would learn eventually this is what we do in society. You want rules, you need to live by rules, you need to live by society's rules and structure. How about that? So instead of having to advertise, you create a culture of giving. A culture of giving. And that reduces the need for advertising. You wouldn't need to celebrate all those stupid holidays and gear up for holidays and all that kind of thing. You know? Be more organic. Socially and culturally organic. You know, wouldn't need to be Christmas time, wouldn't need to be Valentine's Day, wouldn't need to be Mother's Day. I really resent Mother's Day. I'm going to tell you why. I resent Mother's Day because I don't like the idea that you only think about your mom one day out of 365 a year. That's fucked. I want you to think about me all the time. Not all the time, just often enough to pick up a goddamn phone and have a conversation with me, a little bitch. No. Or have lunch. We used to be so close. Oh my God, we were so close. So close, yet so far. Whatever. I've gotten used to it, sort of. No, it hurts. No, it really does hurt. But she's not talking to me. Yeah. I was talking to somebody about that. Renee. I was talking to Renee about that. Renee and Andres. Renee. And Renee was telling me, oh, well, it's okay, you know, because I understand, you know. I do. I understand what she was saying. She was saying that basically because we were so close, right, and she was so worried about making me happy that the only way for her to individuate was to completely sever. So when Renee put it that way, I started thinking, okay, so this is, you know, sacrifice. The only problem with that is if I die, right, like in a car accident or something, or some, I just die, okay? How's she gonna feel? So I told my son, who does talk to me, I said, listen, if I die and, you know, you and your sister are talking after I'm dead, you know, that, you know, she indicates that she feels guilty because she wasn't talking to me at the time and hadn't, you know, like resolved the relationship. Tell her not to feel guilty, that I anticipated that, and I don't want her to waste time feeling guilty. She had what she had, she got what she got, that's it. And it must be enough. God must have thought that's enough. Life on life's terms, not on your terms. Being able to accept it. Not being able to, when you see that you're resisting accepting, right? It's time to start practicing the accepting the situation. But still, you may want to do something about it. Okay, because there's always like a yang, a yin and a yang. So you need to accept it, and then when you're done accepting it, right, you can still do something about it. Like write your loved one a letter. Right? To get some closure, especially if it was an accidental death. Oh, I should have told TJ that. Oh dear. But anyway, so yeah, you because he lost somebody to an accident. Yeah. So you write him a letter and you say all the things in the letter, and you like totally like create the idea. Some people say you like put it on the end of a string of a balloon and let it go up into the sky, but it doesn't matter. You know, you could burn it. It doesn't matter. You know, just be thinking that the main thing is to start thinking that they're going to receive all this communication. That's what you need to do. Like it's going to get there, or they're watching you write it, or you know, as it's burning, you know, being consumed and taken out of this dimension, it's going into theirs, you know. Just however you want to deliver it. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you go through these steps to completion. And because all these things that we do after a person dies, you know, the memorial part of it, the service part of it, all of those things. I don't mean disposing of the body. You have to dispose of the body, you know. But these other things, they're all for the living. They are not for the dead. You know, and I like to take it a step further. I like to take it a step further rather than just sending a one-way message. As I like to imagine that once you die and you're totally free, you're really, really free of all of the limitations of the mortal existence, the mechanical world, all of those restrictions, that you see your life from a different perspective. And that is a godly perspective. And you still have a personal soul interest in those souls that you left behind. And that you are simply waiting for them to intentionally speak to you and think of you and imagine you and what you would say and what you would do in that situation. So yes, I have an active relationship with the dead people in my life in that way. And I don't, you know, I don't recommend keeping them around for company, you know, Mr. Invisible, right, or whatever, because you could get so good at it that you would then not relate to the possibility of someone alive that you need to, like, be interacting with on this plane of existence, right? So you don't want to go that far. But, you know, hey, good counsel, right? Good counsel, wise counsel. This is a good thing. I found that very helpful. Because, of course, I have no one to talk to, so it's very helpful to be imagining your counsel. And your counsel will be those people that while they were alive, they were a support to you. So there's no reason to not think of them anymore because they're dead. On the contrary, You should be thinking they are right there watching you, still caring about you. And they're just like waiting for you to think about them. And when you do think about them, right? You think about what they would think and have to say based upon who they were to you in your life and based upon the enlightenment of being free and seeing the bigger picture of how they would. Then what would they have to say to you? Right? So then the critical parent who's been freed, they have something different to say to you. Not just, I'm sorry. They can continue to be your counselor. Turn it around. Turn it around. I even think about my ancestors. And I believe that if you're willing to think about them and bring them to life in this way, you actually draw their presence to you and all of that power from another plane. Right? So I feel that I am surrounded because I think about my ancestors and I think about my loved ones being present all the time. Number one. Number two, it keeps you from being lonely. This is so healthy. It's healthy emotionally. It's healthy for your spirit. It's healthy, healthy, healthy. That they are all here in this house because I think of them often. I want to share with you. You know, I had both a psychotic episode and also I had a dream about a threshold. And all of these souls passing over the threshold. About my parents passing over the threshold. And they weren't dead at the time. It was, you know. And and like I told you, I think about my ancestors, I think about my relatives that have died, and I have around me, I might as well be in heaven right now because I am surrounded. Absolutely, all goodwill. All goodwill. All goodwill. Because they've gone over to the other side. They know. They know. They know. Now they know. And now they have so much to share. So much to share. So much wisdom. And so much comfort. Mary Lou comforts me all the time. And I think spiritually she was meant to be my real mother. That's why she lost the baby in the real world. Because I was going to live a very difficult life with very hurtful relationships, and it was going to bring us back together. And it did. You know? And I finally had that divine feminine, the Empress, in my life. It was my friend. She became my friend. She gave me closure about my open wound that was my relationship to my mother. And she's the strongest of all of the spirits, and she wasn't even my mother. She was somebody I cared for. And it's so funny because the boys call her the Empress, because she had like an attitude, but there was a good side to the attitude. It was part of her self-healing, that she acted that way. And there were wonderful things about that. Talk about an anonymous gift, the way she was with strangers. And how good she was able to make people. She was like a politician. My God, baby kissing politician. You'd take her into the grocery store, and she'd be, oh, look at the chubby little legs, and she'd walk up, and she'd kind of pinch the little chubby leg a little bit. She couldn't stand it. She had to walk up and touch the baby. Of course, this is COVID. Can you imagine? Oh my God. People with Alzheimer's out in public. Oh, they're trying to touch the children. And the mothers are horrified. COVID! Ah! Anyway. The Empress. My mother, the Empress. I appreciated her in ways they were unable to appreciate her. She was someone different for me. And she holds a really special place in my life. I love her. She was a really good person. For me. For this job, this type of mothering. Not the mother that wiped my butt, not the mother that this, that, the other, but the mother who became my friend. My friend, and also, and what kind of friend? Because she had the Alzheimer's. We were like two little girls together. So close, like we were twins, maybe in another life or something. That kind of closeness. Really close. And I didn't have her for very long, a few years, but it was enough. It was enough. It was so healing. So, the couple of years of closeness that we had was so good. It made up for all the hard work of taking care of her as she was falling apart. Her child met my child. We met and held hands and walked through the sands. And the sand